Hello, this is the LEGO Botanicals Happy Plants set. It comes with 217 pieces, and it's nice and small, but not so small that it doesn't stand out in the room. Small enough, though, that I only had to pay $23 US for this. It's 20 euros, 18 pounds UK, or $25 Canadian. The faces are prints there, just the 2x4 and 2x6 tiles. You can readjust to the angles of the arms, so those can be up or down. They don't need to be connected together. You can see they're actually not quite connected. There's just a little bit of gap there. And you can rotate, slightly repose the plants that are on here with each individual leaf or stalk. And you can also swap them between them, because it's just this little thing with the nice, I actually really appreciate the roots under there. You know, it just is a nice little touch to include that. So you can pull that out, just swap this around here, and they still feel balanced, even though these are completely different types of plants. If I just get, there we go, to slide in. And you can see from the size that also it would be potentially possible to take some of the elements, some of the exchangeable elements from the Tranquil Gardens set and any other set that uses a 2x2 square as its insertion to, move some things back and forth. I think I might actually like this look better. I don't know why. I just feel like the more, not spiky here, but I don't even know what you want to call that, but just the way that it's shaped overall, I think works a little bit better for the taller version of pot here. Unfortunately, these feet cannot be moved down. I mean, there is a way that you can do it. You can take this top tile off, and then you can attach this on the underside, but then you are going to be left with these studs on the front. And I feel like those kind of stand out, but it is something that, you can do. So I'll just kind of quickly show you in general what that would basically look like. It again just includes the studs on the front. You just have to keep that in mind. Again, these can be rotated around. I think we got some new colors for these macaroni pieces, specifically for the set. And the only thing bad about this is that the color match isn't as good as I would like. I can clearly tell that tile right there, the 2x6, as a matter of fact, all the 2x6s in this light royal blue color in this set have a slightly different color to them. They're like yellowish compared to the rest. So that's, not a good thing to see when we're paying premium prices for the absolute best plastic stuff here. But the design is fantastic. I love how round the bases are here. And also the fact that LEGO is really leaning in on the updated version of the rounded pieces here that are now 1 brick tall rather than the old 1 1/3 brick. So the old piece, like this 1x4, actually technically 2x4, but the curve part of it is 1x4. The old piece would have the curve as well as an additional height of a plate built into it. So they've replaced that here, and then that also matches this corner here, and they've also got the 1x1 that they've done in that same updated shape. Just a much more useful shape, and I hope that they will continue to go ahead and phase out the less useful version, because this only gives you positives as far as I can tell. One other very small thing, you can very slightly see a little bit of darkness behind this particular tile right here, just because it's got darker color behind it, and the cool yellow color itself is just a little bit translucent. It's a little bit of light through. But all in all, these are just so happy. As the name states, they're so pure. They're so cute. I could definitely see this being a long-running line. It should go for at least a year and a half, if not a couple years. Just, keep this exact same style, do different things. They don't even have to be all plants. Obviously, there are a ton of different styles of plants that you could do this way, and slightly different styles of pots as well, in different colors, of course. But you could like anthropomorphize other things, just regular inanimate objects, and put that kind of face on there, because the graphic design work is kind of perfect. It's not too original, no, but it just works great. Yes, it definitely has a lot of Adventure Time sort of feelings, but Adventure Time is not. It doesn't have an exclusive on that kind of feel, that kind of look, the kind of design of characters. But this is just such a genuinely happy thing. It's one of my most favored sets, I think, that's on the market right now. It's so pure. The price of $23 US does feel like a little bit much, because I would like these to be like 10 max each, the price of a brickhead, an individual brickhead. And I feel like the amount of stuff that's here is similar. You have some larger pieces, I think less pieces in total compared to some, but at least it's within an acceptable, almost impulse buy kind of range. And I think that Lego fans responded to that very positively, because these did run out of stock on the Lego website very, very quickly on, I think, the day after their release, actually even the day of their release. So that was good to see. And I hope that that will encourage the company to make more things, because ultimately we have the power. We as consumers have the power to dictate what this company is going to do, because they do listen to us based on what we do with our money. Not always what we do with, not always what we say, sometimes what we say, but definitely what we do with our money. So we can vote with our wallets. And if we buy inexpensive things that are good quality, that are fun, that are good for all ages as well, they'll make, I think, I'm rather certain, more things like this. Not everything has to be a $200 plus set with a black box to be successful and to make it on the market today. So yeah, vote with your wallet if you like things like this. And I hope that I brought you some value here by bringing you this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.